Go ahead and join this live. Yep. Okay. All right, buddy. Cut the live because it's acting like it didn't. There we go. This day. Oh, okay. I was about to say sorry, babe. Okay, you good now. All right, we here. Hold on. Let me get the things back up with her.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep, I can hear you. Let me grab my AirPods. Oh man, I can't. It's not letting me. Yeah. All right. Hey, Lady Bow. Okay, girl. Let's go. What you
Hey,
do?
hey,
Girl?
hey.
Give me,
Let's
give
go.
it to
Let's
me,
do
girl.
it.
Let's
Let's
get it.
do it.
Now,
Now what's the problem? What's
hey, Queen Script. I already gave you a little bit of how I felt. Go ahead and give it to me, girl, straight.
I'm just want to feed off of you. Go. I'm gonna feed off of you and
Okay.
your
Well,
story.
I feel like two things can be true, but I definitely feel like the husband is taking advantage of. And I do, but they both have criminal history, so I didn't understand her reason for bringing up her father's criminal history, like her husband doesn't have one. So if his doesn't matter, neither does her father's. That's how I feel about it.
Her daddy's matter. It matters because it was recent. It wasn't something that was done years ago. This man went to jail in 2024 for domestic violence against his wife at the time, right? So we're not gonna let that go. That was recent. Her husband's criminal history is from teenage years and when he was in his 20s. After that, this man has been criminal history free and has set his life on a path to move forward. So I think that regardless of what that looks like, people can be reformed. Now, we're going to think that people can't be reformed. That's going to include a lot of our family members, right? If we're
Right.
going to just go on that story, if we're going to just always
Right.
throw people under the bus, then people just cannot be reformed. The one key points that I think everyone needs to think about is Fantasia hasn't had a relationship with her father, according to him, in 23 years. She met her husband in 2015. Apparently, they got married in 2015. Now, I've been looking for a marriage license. I'm going to find one too. But I don't believe there was ever a divorce because Fantasia and her husband both have spoken about them getting married and then going back and having a formal reception so they could include their family members 2 years later. Now, where the daddy got divorced at, I don't know. Because if you haven't had a real conversation in 23 years, how all of a sudden do you know? Because he said Fantasia told him that they were divorced and she just met the man in 2015. You hadn't talked to her in 23 years. So if my calculations are correct, 2015 was only 11 years ago, and 23 years versus 11 is a little distance, right? So you have to put things in context.
Uh-oh, we lost you, Lady Roll. Come back.
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of feedback on my end. I don't know what that is.
So
Um,
let me go on mute. I don't know if it's me, but let me go on mute.
yeah,
This
I don't
thing was
know.
acting funny, so I
Maybe my
apologize about
AirPod.
that.
Yeah. But I think that a lot of it is because um people want clout. They want their name out there. They want the notoriety. They want to be famous, whatever that looks like. And I'm not saying that because I don't know the heart of Fantasia's father, but I know what it looks like. It looks like another Brorilla moment to me, just based on what he said. All of the complaints he said in his interview that he did with let me see the lady's name because I did write it down. Stormy Love. Um, his complaints were all about things that had nothing to do with Kendall or had happened prior to Kendall even being in a relationship with Fantasia. Um, I wrote some of them down, but every time I go to my notes, it actually takes me out of this live, so I can't go into that. But let me see if I can pull my notes up on my MacBook. Um, Fantasia's father sued her. Well, she wrote a book, a memoir, and I want to say the memoir was called A Life. The Diary of let me hold on a second. Let me pull it up. I don't want to guess. So the dad sued for $10 million after she wrote her memoir in 2005 titled Life is Not a Fairy Tale. It talks about a story of her growing up in North Carolina, winning American Idol. She discussed all the things she went through: poverty, teenage pregnancy, struggles with learning to read, and then her rise to fame. In that, she talks about her grandmother. Now, we know that during this time, Fantasia was actually struggling with her literacy. She couldn't read, she couldn't write, she had a lot of issues going on when it came down to literacy. So she had a ghostwriter. Her daddy sued the publishing company and the so called ghostwriters for $10 million. Although he swears that he did not sue her, that actually negatively affects her because it was her book, her name on the line. We also know that Fantasia, before she met Kendall, went broke at least two times because she mentioned it. So much and so, she was $1 million in debt to the IRS because she had been helping her family. Family will watch you lose everything if the purpose is all wrong. Because if you allow people to leech off of you, they will continuously do so. Her dad talks about having four children with his with Fantasia's mom. Said they've been married for 27 years. I'm not sure where all of this kind of, where this ties in to Fantasia or where number she's at. But what I do know is when you have left a mom, who knows what the circumstances that went along in that relationship. We do know that Fantasia and her mom have a very good relationship. In fact, the husband talks about what they do for Miss Diane versus what they do for the daddy. And maybe that's where a little bit of jealousy may have jumped in. But I do not believe this father has any good intent for coming out this way. Fantasia said financially, she is in the best place in her life ever, financially. That says a lot. That says a whole lot. I'm gonna step down off my throne. Go ahead, ButterFlii.
I'm 20 years
She married him 11. She
that she
married him in
hadn't spoken to her
2015.
father.
She married him in
So
2015.
so that's what I'm saying. So it hadn't been 23 years at the time
Her,
that she married him.
her daddy said they have not had a relationship in 23 years. He said that in his interview that I just watched that he did 7 hours ago.
Okay, I watched a different interview. I watched the one he did with North Carolina Beat. So I don't know. I know what he said in the interview. He did say that they haven't had a relationship, and it stemmed from when she got accepted onto American Idol. And he also said that Fantasia was a daddy's girl. So there was it's not that she never had a relationship with her father. In fact, her father's side of the family is the ones that got ties in the business, I mean in the music industry. So there is some things missing in both of their stories, but like I say, the father didn't come out asking for money like Brorilla. The father is stating that he believes that she's being taken advantage of. So there's the
But how
difference
would
with
he
him and
know that?
Brorilla.
How would he know that
Because
if you
somebody
haven't had a relationship in 23 years? You taking
he told you
information.
how.
He does.
He
He
told you
said,
how.
okay, but what he said was, and I will say this very plainly, all of his complaints have nothing to do with Kendall. I listened to both interviews very closely. I listened to Stormy's more because he got really in depth with Stormy. He talked about his biggest complaints with Fantasia. The very fact that he thought she spoke negatively of his mother in her book is the reason why he sued her. Their relation fell apart when He sued the publishing company for $10 million in 2005. That's exactly what he said in his own statement. I'm just using his words. I'm not adding nothing to it. I wrote this down in my notes. So
Right.
you
And he's
can't, but
a fair take, like you said, he knew that because he knew that she was illiterate.
But do you know what
So,
it takes to you file a lawsuit? This is Fantasia's book, right? So she's the one
mhm.
who is responsible for getting the attorneys in place, paying for the attorney. This man cost her money. Daddy or not, he took money out of her kid's mouth because he wanted to sue somebody based on what he thought without going to her and maybe figuring out. Now, she ain't never said she was a daddy girl. She's always said things about her mom. I ain't never heard. I'm a Fantasia fan. That's why I done sat back in the cut when this mess first came out, because I was like, he give him Brorilla vibes for real. But Fantasia has always spoke highly of her mother. She's never ran out here and talked about her daddy. Her mother is a singer, so is Fantasia. The daddy is a singer, so is Fantasia. So who's to decide which side of the family she got her singing from? Really, it's kind of tossed up in the air. Her mama's
no, I
also
didn't
a
say her
pastor.
singing. I'm not saying her singing
Girl, he was a quartet
early on
singer.
because he,
They
like I
they
said, he has
he did a
no,
chitlin
not
circuit,
but
just
like
like her
Bo, hear
book
what I'm
said.
saying. He had other family members that had connections in the music industry. That's how he was trying to connect her. And I'm not talking about her singing skills.
So what are you talking about?
I just told you. Her father was trying to get her a career started early on before Carolina, and her father was the one who helped her put out them albums before American Idol. So she was close to her father. Now, from the first watched the other lady's interview that he did. I watched the one he did with North Carolina Beat. He said that the breakdown did happen. She wanted her father to leave. She discontinued the hotel payment, and from there was a breakdown in their relationship.
Can I tell you
Now he did
something?
say that
Can
he
I tell
didn't
you?
like how his mother was talked about in that
Right.
book, and
In
if
that book.
Fantasia's grandmother wrote that book, the mother's mother was the
Mm-hmm.
ghostwriter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
No, she
So
was not. It was
apparently
another.
she took advantage of his mother
The grandmother was
in the
not a
book, and that's
ghostwriter.
what he
She
didn't
was
like.
the grandmother was not the ghostwriter. That's not true. The ghostwriter is a whole different person who is not even a part of this. She's not. She's not even a member of Fantasia's family. She's just a writer. Period. That sat down with
So
Fantasia.
who gave the stories about his mother?
Fantasia. And the lady just wrote, the ghostwriter put it into form to go into a book. But hold on, I want to back you up something. And I hope
Mhm.
everybody listens very clearly. You cannot even participate in American Idol or any of the shows where you go forward and sing if you have an album out, even if the album never took off. You cannot do that. So the daddy is lying. Fantasia did not have an album before she went to American Idol. Now he may have helped her do some albums afterwards, but not prior to. You cannot participate in American Idol if you have an album out, released. It can be a single. You cannot participate. That is a known fact. So I don't know where that came out.
Well, that's what he said in that
He
the
lying.
North Carolina Beat interview.
He lying.
He said
And
that he helped her produce some music. The memoir was co-written, ghost-written by Kim Green, who
Kim Green.
helped
Hmm.
Fantasia tell her life story.
And she's just a writer, period, for the publishing company. She has nothing to do with Fantasia. Just a writer for the publishing company.
Okay.
He really is trying to manipulate this whole system. I think he has an issue with Kendall because Kendall came along and put some order in Fantasia's life. Fantasia, if you listen to her, and this is something that I've said all along, this lady is happy. Even when she was pregnant, she was just bubbly and happy. This lady is happy being married. Fantasia said she had gone broke at least 2 times in her life. The last time, she didn't even have enough money to buy dinner. And her husband said that in his interview that they would get sandwiches from Jersey Mike's and go sit and talk. That was their dates when they because she had no money. No money. And he worked with her to build her company up. But let's go over to the husband. Kendall amassed money from he worked in a warehouse, bought some stock, and his stock hit a very high mark. He was able to take that money and invest it in himself. Then he started a nonprofit and gave himself a salary. He was already a millionaire before he met her.
Lady Bo, you hear the schemes all up into a nonprofit?
That's not a
Okay, and
scheme.
gave
They
yourself
do
a
that every
salary. But
day.
hold up though, Lady Bo. So you're gonna skip over the fact that she had to short sell her house to help him get out of some type of financial
She did
situation.
not.
So
You
we're
need
gonna
to
act
read
like that.
that. You need to read that. She had to
Okay,
short sell
okay.
that house because she owed the IRS $1 million. That's what I said. This story is getting
Right.
convoluted. She owed the IRS $1 million, so she short sold her home because she was gonna lose it anyway. The IRS was gonna take it. So if you short sale, at least you can try to recoup some of your escrow and be able to live. Otherwise, you just lose it all to the IRS because they was coming for the house. That is a known fact and is
Right.
documented. I'm not making any of
Okay.
that up. That's documented. Her selling that house had nothing to do with Kendall. In fact, it happened before her and Kendall even got married. Remember, they were only together 3 weeks before they got married.
And he had just got out of jail. So how did he
He
become a millionaire if he just got out of
he
jail?
had where did you hear that he had just got out of jail? He's been out of jail for years. This guy had gotten he was
No,
married.
when
Yes.
she met him, he had just got out of jail.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. When she met him, he had not just got out of jail. That's something that you've heard and you passed it along. That's not true. Kendall actually has been out of jail since like 2002 or 2003. He got married in 2004, got a divorce. And this is, I know because of research. And he's been out here working, trying to make a living, like most people do when they get out of jail. Again, like I told you, this man got
Right.
in trouble in in his teens and his early 20s. He's 45 or 46, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So it's enough that we listen to story after story after story after story. But when the facts are sitting in front of us, you can't move away from the facts. You just can't. If this daddy wants to do anything, he needs to reach out to Fantasia behind the scenes, take us out of the family group chat, because it's not fair to Fantasia. It's not fair. Fantasia is one of the sweetest people you would ever meet and one of the kindest artists who has ever graced the stage. And because of her kind heart, the fact that she was illiterate, they took advantage of her. This is how I feel about it.
Just her family that took
It was
advantage
just
of
her
her.
family. She got
Yeah,
she got
it was
she
just her
got
family.
three lazy bum brothers who don't work and she been taking care of them. Get real. They took advantage of
No,
that girl.
I do remember them. I do
They
remember
took
at least one of
advantage
them
of her.
brothers being lazy. But another one is also in the music industry, no?
Yeah, Rico. But they still took Rico ain't been able to get his music off the ground either. Who you think has been supporting them? It's been Fantasia. It's been Fantasia. Let me tell you something. One person cannot carry the weight of the entire family. They just can't.
No, no. I would agree with you on that. But I
And
still
then,
feel I don't know.
and
I just
ButterFlii,
Lady
don't
One, with the facts and all, I still feel like the father
you
has
can feel
valid
however
reason
you
to
want
be
to feel.
concerned.
You can feel however
Yeah.
you want to feel. But here's
Feelings
the
are
next
not
thing.
facts, I know.
Here's the
But
next
it
thing.
is what it
But
is.
ButterFlii, Fantasia lost money when she got pregnant by that married man, and the wife
Yeah.
sued her for alienation of affection. She had to pay to get out of that
Hmm.
lawsuit. That's money.
Right.
That was before Kendall. Kendall didn't get
Right.
this. All this drama with the money came way before he came into play. You cannot blame this man for all of the financial bad decisions that Fantasia has gone through. Now, this daddy having a eclipse and a mindset that, oh, he needs to go rescue Fantasia. Why wasn't he rescuing her before she got sued for alienation of affection? Why wasn't he rescuing her when she was in those other bad relationships? He the daddy. But now you see that she's doing okay, living nice, has a beautiful family. You want to come along and destroy it. I ain't buying it. I ain't gonna buy it. You can't push it on me. There's too many facts out here to prove that the daddy ain't shit. I'm sorry. Just is. You the daddy. Why you ain't
Feel like
stood
the
up for your
father
kid
is out
before?
of concern because, like I said, Fantasia has she doesn't have a good history with men and money,
What does
and
that
I
have
don't
to
know.
do with
I got a bad
Kendall?
vibe off the dude.
That
I
don't have
got a
nothing to do
bad
with Kendall.
vibe off the dude way before any of this came out, and usually when I get a bad vibe, I be right.
Yeah.
Be right. The father ain't shit, but I still got my third eye on that husband too. I'm just sorry, I do. And it's been too many women in the industry
Yeah.
that have been taken advantage of. Point
I
blank and deep
agree.
period.
I
So
agree.
like if that man's not taking advantage of her. I'm sorry.
Hold
It
on,
just
hold
doesn't.
on, but hold on.
He wanna be. He could
But
be
you gotta
playing a whole
stop.
role and he's
Stop.
been good at it
Butterfly.
for 11 years.
Butterfly. Put the brakes on.
I don't know. I don't
Put the
know.
brakes
I
on.
don't know.
She was illiterate, but she went back to school and learned how to read. This was before Kindle. Butterfly, Fantasia has done the work to get her life together. She can read. She can write. And the niggas don't like it. You can't take advantage of somebody when they got the knowledge. Knowledge is power. And I saw
Right. No, I agree with
somebody
that.
in the chat said that, but that no, ma'am, that's not true. She was sued, but she did not end up having to pay. She had to pay when she had to hire an attorney. You think attorneys are cheap? Attorneys are expensive. They are expensive. I just put out 10,000 on the attorney. Trust me, they are expensive, and that was just for a retainer. Attorneys are expensive. Trust me. I
Now,
believe
Miss
that
Lynn, where
the
do the mother and father actually have a relationship? Now, Miss Lynn says two things can be true. The daddy cannot be the best man, and he can also care about the well-being of his daughter. I believe the mother put a battery in her daddy's back. Now, where do the mother
the
and the
mother
father even
put
still
a
have a relationship, a speaking relationship?
the mother put a
Because you
battery
said
in her
the mother
daddy's
is still
bag.
very well taken care of. So why would she want a battery in the father's back?
Right. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Because they said Fantasia even said yesterday that she loved her mom. She put all that stuff. Fantasia made her own statement. Kendall made a statement. Child, I do not believe anything other than what Fantasia has said. I don't care what the daddy say. I listen to what he said. I listen to what Kendall say. But what Fantasia came out here and made her own statement, that was enough for me. She's happy. She said, leave it alone. She said she was upset that her daddy came out here. She was embarrassed because her daddy
I would
came
be
out.
too. I mean, like I said, I did one thing I do agree with. Like, I don't think the father should have public handled it in this publicly way. But like I said, I think two things can be true. I think that can
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest
Lynn,
with you. I don't necessarily not believe everything the father's saying. And I also don't necessarily have all my faith in.
right. Lynn, hold on. Lynn, Lynn, no one has a problem with your anyone's opinion. We're just trying to make sense of what you said. You said that the mother put a battery in the daddy's back. We're just trying to figure out how that happened. No one has a problem with what you have. I don't. Maybe
Oh
Butterfly do, but I
no,
don't.
no,
Yeah.
Lynn.
Mm-mm.
Listen, Lynn, we do, girl. We get down over here when we get to
Right.
these heavy debates. To come up here, girl. No way. This is
Yeah.
a free form. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Now,
Right.
will we always necessarily agree? Absolutely not. But me
Mm-mm.
and Lady Roy like this.
Right.
So
We go back
please
and forth.
don't. She didn't mean nothing. No. Absolutely, you can share your opinion, Lynn. I got a problem with your opinion, babe. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. We
And as
love
you can see, half
we
the time
love opinions. Mhm. Yeah.
we still be standing 10 toes down on what we believe. But that's my boo. Right?
Mhm.
Always going to agree, but none of us are agree, and I think that's what makes my platform great. Anyway, I can't speak for anybody else's platform, but that's what I love about my platform. I could come out here and express how I feel, and my buttercups be able to express how they feel, and then we're not always going to all be in agreement. So,
Right.
Lynn, I don't agree with Lady Ro. So there you have it. That's still my boo.
Right.
We
Right.
good. We debate heavy though. That's just something that me and Lady Ro got in common. We
We're
will
both,
debate some shit now.
yeah, we both passionate about about what we
Right.
feel.
Yeah. Yeah. But we know that it's not nothing personal against each other. No, Lynn.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
opinion is definitely walking. And Lady Roll, she didn't mean it like that. Sometimes she can come off a little harsh. Please forgive my boo. She is a
Oh,
little
so
harsh.
whatever.
She can be a little harsh, but she don't mean no harm. She like me. She just
Mm-mm.
passionate. We get
I'm,
passionate.
I'm just
That's
trying to
it.
figure out how the mama put a battery in the daddy's back. The daddy is out here doing his swing and dang a lion. I don't know. I done did a little research. I did a little last night, stayed up a little late, looking at some things. Child, yes. The daddy. Daddy got more children out here than the four he got by the mom. He got two on the outside and a couple of more hanging out in the trees. But that's a whole nother story.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
Papa's a Rolling Stone. Got it. I
I
think
think
people
people
have
have
opinions.
opinions. Hmm. Okay, Lynn. Yeah. Yeah, we like to get in the comments and have a good little talk. We love the talks, don't we,
Yeah,
Butterfly?
it's okay. You should see us in our group chat. Me and Lady Roby going at it, okay?
Girl, it gets so good we have to
That's
call
why I
each other
wanted
and be
her to
like,
come on
what?
because I love it though. Because yeah, this is my platform and I can express my opinion, but I think it's also
Definitely.
good to anybody who sees it a different way.
Correct. Correct.
That's why I ended it and wanted Lady Roll to come up because and there's half of y'all that probably see how Lady Roll see it, and then there's half of y'all that probably see how I see it, and then there's probably half of y'all don't see how neither one of us see it. You get that's why I think things like this is fun. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, we don't girl, we don't take and I hate
Mm.
that some
Yeah, we don't take nothing. Nothing is personal.
because
Nothing is personal.
right, nothing is personal at all. We just love to debate hard like that sometimes,
Right.
Shoot. I'll be calling lady right now, crying right now if I needed to, okay? Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, and three, I can definitely count on my lady roll to give me solid advice. So we may not agree with everything, but it's all
Right.
good.
Right. Right. It's
I
gonna
know
all
I could
come.
go to her
What?
and be like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And like I said, it might even be a debate with her advice that she giving me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm just like that sometimes, though. I debate you down. And still
You
be
know,
wrong as two left shoes, but
the old folks say it's all gonna come out in the wash. It's all gonna come out in the
yeah,
wash.
it is. It is.
Definitely.
It
Yeah.
is.
But I believe that we all just need to be able to, again, have a healthy dialogue because at the end of the day, it's not our business. We shouldn't have even been
It
brought
ain't.
into this. None of us should have been brought into this.
We
Hey,
ain't
Ginger.
brought. No, we shouldn't have. Now that's the
Hey,
one thing
Ginger.
I can agree with you
Hmm.
with it.
Definitely. Y'all hit that like
But
button.
he said he's blocked. Yes,
Good.
please hit that free 99 like button. The father said he's blocked, so
Good.
our
Keep his
beautiful
ass blocked.
Ginger.
Keep his
Listen,
behind blocked.
no, unblock your father,
Girl,
Fantasia.
keep that
And
raggedy
if you
man
don't want
blocked. He said he wanted to have a conversation with him. Now the daddy keeps saying, "Oh, I reached out to Kendall. I don't believe you don't reached out to Kendall at all." I really don't believe because Kendall looked like he's a stand-up dude. Reach out to him, see if he'll talk to you.
I
Call him
think that's
today.
exactly what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Get
that's
a
exactly what they need to do. Definitely take us out the group chat because
oh baby,
once it goes
please.
public, you're gonna have all type of opinions, and sometimes it can make situations worse. So, but yeah, he had to call you now. Just as well
That's
as he could
true.
have called you when you know that man is blocked. You could have called participate in the circus, but then hop your ass up out here in the circus. Now that I don't agree with. You just like you claiming he could have called you could have called him instead of hitting your live button. But
Girl,
that's not what you
he
did.
had he had to come out here to the circus because the circus, all the
No,
monkeys and the
no, he.
hold on, let me talk. All the
Mhm.
elephants and the monkeys was running around crazy. That's why he came out here. You know all the stuff. Can you imagine being bombarded by all of these people coming to you with some bull swanky? He said he came out here because Fantasia was upset, and clearly she's upset because
Right.
she's made several statements.
No, she is upset.
Yeah, she's
I
upset, and
do.
she's
Like
hurt.
I said, I don't think the father should have came publicly, and it does. And it does hurt her kind of in a sense because you see what I automatically say. Look, she doesn't have a good track record with husband. I mean, men and money. So I can get why she upset. It doesn't help, and because of her track record with that. But like I said, there's a history of women in the industry. We seen what happened. We seen what happened with Mary J. Blige. We seen what happened with a lot of these successful women that make these husbands her man. If that man is involved in any of her business, the red flag for me stand. And sure enough, that man is the president of all her businesses. So the red flag stands for me. I don't like. I don't know. It just stands for me. I'm sorry. Because and then you admit that you didn't have no knowledge of the music industry. So why in the hell why are you managing something that you didn't have no knowledge of?
Because he has knowledge of the business industry.
Now,
When you know, no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no. We're not gonna mix up
no,
two
now,
things.
but
Music
mhm,
industry. I may not know music, but I know how to add, subtract some numbers. I know how to save. Let me tell you something. Just this hypothetically, we're gonna move away from this particular business. I have a friend who told me when she met her husband, she said, "Girl, I was out here wilding out on my credit cards." She said, "Wilding out."
mhm,
Going crazy, spending money. She said, I get a paycheck by Wednesday. She said, I get a paycheck on Friday. By Tuesday, Wednesday, I ain't had no money. She said, I met my husband. She said, he set me down and he said, let's write down your bills. Write down what you got. She said, she wrote it all down on a piece of paper. He tried to put her on a budget. This is before they got married. She said, I couldn't follow the
mhm,
budget. She said, he told her, we gonna fix this. But if you get yourself back in credit card debt, I can't help you no more. He paid off all her
right.
credit cards, every single one of them. Got her on the straight and narrow, bought her a brand new car. They got married. And guess what? She said, I realized at that moment I wasn't good with the money. He was. So I let him handle the money. She said, guess what? Ain't nothing ever been repossessed. My credit card, I don't have no credit card debt. She said, when I go to the bank, it's always money in the bank. I don't have to script and scrape, save. She said, I got money to last me until I need money. She said, whenever I need something, it's there. And it was all because I was willing to let that person who was good with money handle the money. She said, I
Take
had a
the
track
lead.
record
Yeah.
of not being good with money. Now, you said something a few moments ago that stood out to me. You said, um, Fantasia has had a bad track record with men. And you said a lot of people believe the daddy. You know why? Because they did just what you did. Fantasia has a bad track record with men. They going off of history, off her past, right? But if I am
Mhm.
only going to be defined by my past, you're gonna leave me back here. You gonna keep me here, but I'm moving forward. Who is that fair to?
Yeah.
Definitely not fair to me.
Nobody. But Lady Vo, you can't because
Yes, you can. But you're gonna bring up the
they
husband's
ain't made
past.
significant changes
Girl, he just did that.
because
He
his
just
past was brought up.
his past was brought up from something he just did. He just did that. Choked out his wife. Get out of here.
Nope, nope. Them charges was dismissed and got rid of.
They was dismissed because
Don't
they
tell him you had to
actually
tell the police.
they put charges on each other. He said that himself. She put a charge on him. He put a charge on her. They put them. They just threw them both out of court. They both
Right.
was fighting, but
So I
whether
can't even
dismissed
go
that he
off of
was
that
trying to
because
choke, it still happened. You still fighting a woman, and she was fighting you. Y'all both was fighting. Should never happen. Keep your
well,
hands to yourself.
no,
Yeah, but you can't don't define somebody
dismissed.
by their past, right? You cannot. She's moved past that. Yeah. Oh my God.
That one, okay? You're in that
Yeah.
part. But the rest,
Yeah.
I still looking at that husband side eye. I'm sorry.
The
I am.
scripture said we all
And
bring
I'm going to just
different
pray.
gifts and strengths to relationships. That is so true. So true. That's oh, amen. We all can pray that prayer. We can all pray that prayer. And we can also pray the prayer that her dad's heart will be right. Whatever it is, whatever it looks like, because we don't really know the bones of the situation. We know the surface level. But there's something down in
Right.
there that has caused his family to be divided. It's caused his family to have an uproar. It's caused his family to really be in this position. It really has. Now the husband said that Fantasia didn't want to give the daddy the $3,700 he asked for recently. He said, but he went to her and said, "We've been blessed. Get a man at 3,700." That's what he said. Now,
Right.
I agree with him. I agree with Fantasia. Now, my folks who done watch me go into a hole, I'm not giving them nothing. I'm sorry. I would have stood 10 toes down on it. Now she probably is regretting giving her daddy $3,700 because look what daddy done did. Look at daddy.
Nope. Nope. He said he's still that he did it. And another thing, I
Look
do
at
pray
old
that
retarded daddy.
get get right with each other.
I definitely pray that. I pray for that too. Hmm.
Say that.
Yes, most
We
definitely,
gonna get out that
ButterFlii.
goddamn group chat, okay?
Hey,
And the
hey,
father and
hallelujah. Thank you,
Fantasia.
Jesus.
Yeah, we all gonna get out the group chat. I said what I said, and Lady Rose said what she said,
And
and
I
that's the
said
end of
what I
that.
said. Uh, That's it. That's all. We love
That's
everybody.
it. That's
I
all.
love all y'all.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. I don't mean no harm. I just get
I
a little
can't stand
passionate.
y'all asses, but I love you. Look, I can't stand y'all asses, but I love you.
Well, I'm gonna step down.
Princess
I got things to do.
Roll, baby, they be dragging your girl.
Girl, I told you I came over here with my edge control and my brush. I was gathering them edges together. Baby, let me
Okay.
gather these edges. Put all this hair in a ponytail.
Okay. Oh, even if it's
all,
lonely, okay?
all of it's going in a ponytail today. We got basket leather
Okay,
on
even
deck.
if it's lonely, okay? Even if it's a lonely tale.
Yeah, basket leather on
Mm.
deck, baby. We pulling all the hairs up to the ponytail today. All of it. Well, ButterFlii, I have enjoyed this live with you, and I
Thank
wish
you.
you guys the best. I'm gonna step down. I think I can step, girl. I don't know nothing about this thing here, but I think I can step
Yeah,
down and still
I don't
step.
even know. Wait, let me see. I don't even know how to take you off. Let me see if it give me
I
an
can take. I
option.
think I can take. It gives me an X. Let's see if it'll work. Hold on. Let's
Okay.
see.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, she removed herself. Thank you, Buttercups. I thought this was a good one. All right, we out the group chat, okay? And hopefully that family get it together, okay? Husband, daddy, Fantasia, brother, mama, everybody, okay? Now, back to this Andrew getting arrested. Buttercups, what do y'all what do y'all think about Charles throwing his brother under the bus? They been took it. Charles been took that title away. I told you I think that that honeypot wife of his is trying to get her family, her kids. I ain't gonna hold y'all, Buttercups. I think she's trying to get her family into that throne the way they claim that Queen Elizabeth's family stole it. Family was. The allegedly rumor has it they somewhere down in the history stole the throne, and I think that's what that daddy wife trying to do. I mean that North Carolina beat paid him, but did that other lady pay him? Wait a minute, who? Girl, baby. Is he getting paid for interviews? I didn't even know that. Okay, interesting. I guess. Okay. I was about to say, is he getting paid? And I know Glorilla was. She kind of outed herself because there was people pretending to be her and was getting money. So Glorilla outed herself. But then I seen something Buttercup that said her and Glorilla made up. Do anybody know if that's true? Or was that AI? This AI, man, this AI is gonna be dangerous. I don't. They keep Buttercups. I don't know. This AI gonna be dangerous. But I did see a picture that looked like they was both together in white house coat roll with stacks of money. Now, did they really make up? Which I find that strange because, like I said, there's a lot of things Glorilla left out, like the fact that she pulled a pow pow on Glorilla, the fact that she got Glorilla arrested, and all these other things, and that's why Glorilla don't mess with her to this day. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know, Buttercups. But hopefully, let's see. This is huge, though. Andrew getting arrested. This is huge, Buttercups. This is huge. Thank you, Dana. Okay, Buttercup, no problem. Top of the morning. I hope you are doing well, Buttercup. Um, that mess of a group chat, but yeah, you know what, Buttercup? Like I said, it's looking kind of weird with the family exposes and Buttercup. Okay, we gotta go. I gotta go watch it, but we gotta come back and what's tomorrow? Friday. Okay, we got one more live day. I gotta go watch this American Next Top Model. Did y'all see all of the goings ons with that American Next Top Model documentary they did on Netflix and Tyra Banks getting ragtagged? Shout out to Oliver Twist. Now, way before that Netflix, Oliver Twix had started a series where he was interviewing a lot of the old contestants off of the America's Top Model situation. Now there are a handful of women that was able to pivot. We know we got able to pivot her thing into something in the industry. Takara, y'all remember Takara? I think she was the first what they consider plus size. She actually got Takara. Actually, me did really well because she got spread in Italy Vogue. If y'all remember Takara. But I don't know Buttercup. I'm about to go watch. I'm gonna catch up. I'm about to go watch this Tyra Banks documentary, and it's not looking good for Tyra Banks. And allegedly, she wanted to do a new cycle. So I guess they ended at cycle 24. So Tyra Banks called herself want to do a cycle 25. And a lot of people feel like she did not take accountability in that documentary. I gotta go watch it, Buttercups. But I used to love Tyra Banks, and then something about her started rubbing me the wrong way. Ain't that how it always is, though, Buttercups? But I'm gonna go watch this documentary. But there's something about Tyra Banks that just remember the infamous "we was all rooting for you" situation. Well, allegedly, apparently, a lot of stuff that Tyra actually was clipped out. Apparently, that lady was coming from hard times, and she was a teenage mother. And Tyra threw that in her face in that argument. They clipped it. They said that legal. You still like her, Eva Walker? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No, because I just don't know. Y'all know I'm just. I don't know, but because I just, I don't know. Yes, the documentary definitely got her looking bad. But for me, a long time, because I used to watch her talk show faithfully, but she lost me along the way. I don't know what it was or what it is, but Tyra lost me along the way. And I really I did used to love me some Tyra Banks. Um, I don't know, Buttercups. I'm gonna go watch the documentary and we can talk about it tomorrow, y'all. But yeah, that documentary ain't looking good. And there's a lot of people that feel like more than Tyra Banks should be held responsible um for the culture of that show and the toxicity that existed. And yeah, right. But there's somebody else that pointed to something else to me because y'all remember there was a young lady that was essayed on that show and they aired it as if the woman cheated on her fiance at the time. I can only imagine how traumatic that was for that young lady. So I definitely gotta go back and watch. I gotta go watch the documentary and then we can come back and talk about it before I fully go into my opinion. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow for morning table talks. All right, buttercups. But I got some things I gotta do for this Thirsty Thursday. So I'm gonna let y'all go a little early today. But thank you guys so much for being here. Lady Rose, thank you so much for joining the panel. Please do not forget Buttercups. Lady Rose has her own channel. We're trying to get her to her first 500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please make your way over there and subscribe to our beautiful Lady Rose. She has a great series called The Queendom. She covers Peach McIntyre, some of the nonsense with that lady. So please, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the beautiful Lady Row. Um, yeah, that happened that I was questioning back then. The essay issue with Shandy was always questionable. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So I gotta go back and watch because I stopped watching. They had 20 something, they had what, 23 or 24 cycles. I think I stopped watching after cycle 5, maybe. I don't know. I did. I fell off of America's Top Model. Matter of fact, what cycle was Eva on? Because I think that might have been the last cycle I watched. But I think, but even I don't know. I can't remember, but I didn't go all the way to the end. I didn't. I fell off early. I'll say that I fell off that early. Yes. Okay. That's where I'm about symmetry. About 17, 18, I stopped watching. Yeah. It just was. And I was, I was out garbage young. Shoot, I was outside but everything else might be going wrong in your life. Just think of one thing that you can be thankful for. All right, buttercups. Um, and just try to use that to help you be motivated. Thankful. Okay, so happy Thankful Thirsty Thursday, buttercups. And thank you guys so much for joining me for another edition of Morning Table Talks. Shout out to our beautiful Lady Ro. If one of the mod squads could drop her link in the chat, it would greatly be appreciated. Appreciated. That's how I'm gonna say that from now on, y'all. Because every time I swear I go to say that, I say appreciated. Okay. Y'all know your girl butterfly love making up her own words. Anywho. But y'all go check that out. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Thirsty Thursdays. Thankful Thursdays. And try to think of one thing that you're thankful for, Buttercups. And and remember, sometimes when you think you got it bad, somebody got it worse. Okay. Not that that's, I don't know where that saying came from, but it's not to like, bash somebody who got it worse. It's just to remind you that you ain't got it that bad sometimes when you think you got it the worst. Okay, remember to what? Smile. And the world smiles with you. It's the most simplest, kindest gesture that you can offer anybody. And it's a universal language. No matter what country you come from, what language you speak, everybody understands a smile. All right. And it's just a simple, kind gesture, y'all. Doesn't hurt, just to shoot somebody a smile. You never know how your smile might actually brighten up their day, Buttercups. Um, Buttercups, I'm about to go float around and be newsy and get a little bit more into this Andrew situation. So we're gonna be talking about that documentary tomorrow and a little bit more about Andrew. Okay, your girl. We might even come back. I might keep that separate. I might keep that separate, but I'm gonna go float around, be news business that I gotta handle. And yeah, why am I stuttering? The American Top for tomorrow morning. All right, Buttercups. In the meantime, in between time, stay on y'all square and keep your head on the swivel, Buttercups. Okay, for sure. But I like to see the rest of the fallout from this Andrew getting arrested, and let's see who else they arrest from the with the countries. And there's a lot to that, but because like I said, for the other stuff that I mentioned, yeah, we're gonna go on Patreon and talk about that. The adrenochrome and the torturing of children and the eating of children, allegedly romantic word on the curves. We're gonna save that portion for the Patreon, okay? But in the meantime, between time, Buttercups, mwah, love, light, and butterflies. Mwah. See you guys on the upside. Thank you guys so much for being here today and joining me for another edition of Morning Table Talk. Don't forget your girl's on her road to try to get 5,000 subscribers. Can I get 5,000 by the end of the year? For it. So tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Okay, sharing is caring. Share me out on whatever platform you have available. It would greatly be appreciated. All right, Buttercups. Love, light, and butterflies. See you guys on the upside. Don't forget, subscribe to our beautiful Lady Ro. And thank you so much again, Lady Ro, for joining me today. Mwah. The Wi-Fi acting up, Buttercups.